Do you ever feel like you're taking care of everyone else, but who is pouring into you? It's like you keep giving and giving and taking care of everyone, but who is taking care of you? Now is the time for you to get the care and love that you deserve. And I'm here to tell you today that self-care is not selfish, but it is something that we all need. Hello, ladies. I am Dr. Monique. I am a life coach and I'm an educator. But most of all, I am a woman who has been through a lot of challenges in my life. And recently, over the age of 50, I decided to transform my life. And I'm here to help others to learn that it is never too late to live the life of your dreams. So today we are talking about self-care. You can take care of yourself at any age or any stage. And yes, I am speaking to you. So this is for women who for so many years you have been nurturing everyone else. You've nurtured your partner, you've nurtured your children. Right? And even some of us are taking care of elderly parents. We are great employees, right? We spend time in our businesses. We give and give and give. But it is so important that we also give to ourselves. So again, self-care is not selfish. It is necessary. So if you ever feel guilty for taking time to yourself, if you put everyone else first, then please take time to truly listen to this video because self-care really does matter. First, let's talk a little bit about why self-care is so important. As women, many of us has carried generations of resilience and responsibility. And if you're African American like me, some of us have believed the idea that we have to be the strong, independent Black woman. And I'm not saying that I'm not strong and I'm not independent, but the stereotype would have us just carry so many things and not ever lean on anybody else. Consistent self-care can really be a challenge for Black women. People count on us to do so many things. But unfortunately, the stereotype of the strong Black woman, a lot of it comes out of trauma. There are so many women who just could not depend on other people. And so we had to learn to depend on ourselves. And I do not believe that this is the best thing for us to always just be so independent and also having everyone else be dependent upon us. This strength can sometimes come at a cost that is just too high, where women are stressed, they're tired, they're burnt out, and it can even cause some physical health issues. So self-care is actually vital to our health and to our well-being and to our happiness. Studies actually show that when people actually engage in self-care, that their mental health improves. They have more energy and they even live a longer, healthier life. There was a study, it was called Practices of Self-Care in Healthy Old Age. And basically it found that self-care activities positively impacted our mental health, our brain function, and increased a feeling of energy and vitality. So this means the better we take care of ourselves, the more likely we are to live a vibrant, peaceful life. And this is why self-care is not selfish, because when you prioritize yourself, you have more energy to be able to give to others. So it's not that we don't want to pour into each other, it's just that we can't keep pouring out if our cups are empty. So self-care is a way for us to keep filling our cups. So this quote by Michelle Obama puts it into perspective for me. She says, "I always try to remember that I'll be the best me if I can prioritize myself." So again, it's very, very important that we remember that we are important and that we should take care of ourselves. So I do know firsthand how easy it is to forget about yourself. So for many years, I was so busy with my family, being a good employee, being a good daughter, a good church member. I didn't even really know what self-care looked like. So we had decided to have our children be stair steps. So we had them back to back to back, is how I like to say it. So right now my children are 23, 24, and 25. But there was a time when they were an infant, 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. I did have the opportunity to be a stay-at-home mom, which meant that I was with my children 24/7, right? Nonstop. And there were times when I just did not ever get a break. I would sometimes joke that if I had a job, at least I would get a lunch break, but I was just with my children nonstop, which I just didn't prioritize self-care. And even when I did start to work outside of the home, still not prioritizing myself. There was a time also where I did so many things in church that I would prioritize that over anything dealing with myself. And it's not that the people around me had any ill intent, right? They weren't trying to make me feel bad. But if you have 10 different people or from 10 different areas pulling on you, they're only getting a little bit of you, but it's so much that you can feel burnt out. But over time, I came to learn that taking care of myself is not a luxury. It's actually a requirement. The Bible says that God rested on the seventh day, and he also made the commandment. So while I value all the different roles that I play, I had to come to realize that I could not pour from an empty cup, and that me taking care of myself was not a luxury, but a requirement. Even God rested on the seventh day, and he told us to keep the Sabbath holy. He made rest a commandment. So God commands us to rest, and our body needs that rest to just recuperate and rejuvenate. All right, so today I want to give you some practical, realistic strategies to incorporate self-care into your daily life. The first thing is to take care of your body. But the body is important because this is how we interact with the world. So if your body is not functioning well, there's a good chance that you're not able to do the things that you would really want to do, right? So it is important that you move your body. As we get older, it becomes even more important that we stretch and we move. It's one of those things that if you don't use it, you will lose it. So let's make a plan to move our bodies, whether it's yoga or dance or walking, stretching, lifting weights, cardio, whatever it is that you like to do. Just create a plan so that you can do those things. When I first started out with my transformation and just really working on my body, I decided to walk for about 30 minutes a day. And sometimes I went to the gym and I walked on the treadmill. Sometimes if the weather was nice, I walked outside. Sometimes I turned on a YouTube video in my living room and I did a walking video. Sometimes once I wasn't walking every day, but I still wanted to move, I might turn on a YouTube video and learn a new dance or do some type of aerobics. So there's so many ways to move your body, and you just need to find the way, find out what you like. If you like playing tennis or swimming or line dancing, whatever it is that you need to do to move your body. And then also, it's important that we eat with intention. As we get older, the way we take care of our bodies become more and more important. And I've done some research, and I'll do some videos on this in the future, but eating protein is so important for older women. All right, so as we age, it's very, very, very important that we maintain our muscle mass. And one of those ways is to eat protein. So a rule of thumb is to eat 1 gram of protein for every pound of ideal body weight. So if you want to weigh 150 pounds, you should eat 150 grams of protein every day. Have that be your foundation, and then add other real food or whole food. So you want to focus on eating protein, you want to eat fruits and vegetables and just whole, real food. Limit the processed food. So I'm not saying that you have to go cold turkey or this is like a law, but just really try to on purpose eat as much real food as possible. Get some guidance from a medical professional or from a dietitian if you want more advice on that, but just really eat on purpose. The third thing dealing with just our bodies is to prioritize rest. So as I said, rest is a commandment. Sleep is not optional. If you don't get enough sleep, it's really hard to do anything else well. So you don't want to walk around sleep deprived. So please figure out what's your optimum amount of sleep, and then do what you need to do to make that happen. So if you need to have a strict bedtime, you might want to do that. You may want to cut off the TV earlier or not scroll on your phone right before you go to bed, but just do what you need to do to create a bedtime routine so that you can get the proper amount of sleep. Another category dealing with self-care is emotional and mental self-care. So as women, we often carry just a lot of emotional and mental burdens just with life in general. And as we get older, our life experience can just start to just add up and just weigh us down. And this is why it is absolutely critical that we take care of our emotional and mental health. One way to do that is to journal. So you might want to take about 10 minutes every day and just write out your thoughts, your reflections, the things that you are grateful for. This is a very simple practice that can help you with your emotions. You may want to also consider therapy or life coaching. And there is absolutely no shame in seeking support. So a therapist or a coach can help you navigate life transitions, grief, anxiety, and also give you the tools you need to thrive and go to the next level. I actually started seeing a therapist at the age of 51, and actually my only regret is that I did not do it sooner. So my therapist helped me to become more self-aware, helped me to become more self-compassionate. I identified that because of some of the things that I had gone through as a child, I actually was a people pleaser, which was part of the reasons I sometimes had my relationships went the way that they did. Also was somewhat of a perfectionist, so just extremely hard on myself. So I was able to see that and start to give myself some grace, which allowed me to just have a better level of understanding for myself. So I would encourage anyone, if you can, if you're feeling led to it all, to talk to a therapist. It really helped me to make some really good decisions. And I'm sure I wouldn't even be doing this YouTube channel if I had not ever gone to a therapist. There's also some different mindset practices that you can use to help you have a more positive mindset. So affirmations, meditations, prayers, also deep breathing. All of that is very important so that we can have a healthy outlook on life. And being that I didn't grow up with the internet, I'm telling you, I appreciate the internet like maybe some younger people cannot. But you can Google or just look up different affirmations, different prayers, there's different things to help you to have a better mindset and even to see yourself differently. So you can say some things daily to yourself. Maybe look in the mirror to remind yourself. You can say, I am worthy. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of peace. I'm worthy of joy. And you can say these things until you truly believe it. Boundaries are really important. If you say no to others, you're not rejecting them, but you're respecting yourself. When you say no to what drains you, you are saying yes to yourself. You're saying yes to your dreams. So it is very, very important as a form of self-care that you protect your energy and you surround yourself by people who can uplift you and support you and really speak life into you. Another form of self-care involves how you relate to others. So this is social and relational. Your connections truly do matter. As humans, we need connection, right? So healthy relationships can uplift you, they can energize you, and remind you that you are not alone. So please prioritize your friendships that are healthy and positive. and make time to be with people who make you laugh, who support you, and help you enjoy life, because laughter is important. Just enjoying life, doing things that you find to be fun. This is important. This is an important part of self-care. I have for a while had the goal to every day have a good laugh. So most days, probably I would say probably at least 5 out of 7 days, I have a good hearty laugh. Whether it's interacting with people, or I read something funny, or I'm watching something funny, but laughter is like medicine to the soul. So just do things so that you can enjoy life. Dealing with relationships, you want to try to limit your exposure to relationships that are draining. Some people, actually including family, you might have to maybe even love from a distance, that maybe you can't be around this negative family member every day. You can't talk to this person for hours at a time. And I'm not saying that you have to completely distance yourself from them, but if a person is draining and just always spewing negativity, to take care of yourself, to take care of your mind, for you to have better well-being, you may have to have some sort of distance. And maybe you don't talk to them as much. Maybe you only see them at family functions. But there's different things, and that is something that you'll have to work through in terms of how you'll be able to have some type of distance with a toxic or negative person that is still a part of your life. And if you're in a toxic work environment, you may need to set some strong boundaries. You may even consider having some type of career change, right? If you've tried to set boundaries and it hasn't worked, you may need to switch departments, or maybe go to, apply to work at a different company. But you don't want to be in a position where you're in this toxic environment and it's really causing you harm. On the positive side, you want to join communities that truly inspire you. This can be a book club, a fitness group, maybe a church or a faith community, or even an online space with women who truly uplift you, where you are inspired, you are encouraged to be better. So connection is very, very important. We don't want to try to skip it or avoid it, right? As humans, it is very, very important that we have good interactions with others. Okay, so let's talk about how to create a personalized self-care routine. So you can start small. You can choose maybe 1 or 2 activities from each of the categories. We talked about physical self-care, emotional, and also social. So if you were only choosing one activity, maybe you want to go for a walk every day, or maybe have a girls' night once a week, or start going to a therapist, right? That will be the one in each category. But you need to do what feels good to you, what resonates with you. Schedule them like they're important, because they are important, because you are important, because you are worth the time. And then track your progress and celebrate your wins. Self-care is not a one-time event. It is a lifelong commitment to yourself. And trust me, your future self will thank you. And one of the beautiful benefits about self-care is that when you honor your time, when you honor your energy, when you honor your body and your boundaries, then other people will begin to honor them too. As Maya Angelou said, if I'm not good to myself, how can I expect anyone else to be good to me? So ladies, I know you're going to start being good to yourself. So self-care is like a superpower, and it is the foundation that allows you to thrive, to love fully, and to truly rise to your highest potential. If you leave here with one takeaway today, let it be this: taking care of yourself is not optional, and it is not selfish. It is necessary, and you deserve it. If you want more tips, inspiration, and strategies to rise into your best life, make sure you subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and join me here every week. Remember, ladies, The best chapter of your life starts now. Keep shining, keep rising, and always take care of you. Thank you for being here. Be blessed, and we'll see you next time.